People often ask me, Trev, what if I bought a piece of property and just placed EV chargers throughout for people to use just like a gas station? And I always wince at this question, mostly because where I live, the cost of property is so expensive. But if you're willing to be creative and think outside the box, there's definitely a way to put together a very futuristic business that can make you a ton of money. If you're new here, my name's Trevor, and if not, welcome back to the channel. All right, let's start with EV charging because this is going to be the foundation of your business. For this concept, we're going to have level 2 chargers placed throughout our property. Level 2 chargers work better than level 3 in this model because they're much less expensive and they take longer to charge, which is actually what we want. We want people spending as much time as possible at our location because we're going to be making money off of other services that we're offering. Ideally, people will stick around for about 2 hours. That being said, if it's financially feasible for us to have one level 3 DC fast charger at our location, then it's definitely a good idea. It'll be a much bigger draw to bring EV drivers into our location. But primarily, this model is based on level 2 chargers. All right, before we get into the other services we're offering, let's talk about how to make our electricity cheaper so we can increase our profits. And we're gonna do this through solar panels. If we had solar panels placed on our roof, then they're gonna collect energy throughout the day that can then be stored in batteries for the EV chargers to use. This works best in super sunny areas like California or Arizona, but all we need is a minimum of 4 hours of sunlight per day for these solar panels to work. We're essentially just reselling the energy that we're collecting from the sun. All right, so now that we have people posted up at our location charging their cars, how do we entice them to stick around longer so we can make more money? What if we had a giant wall with a bunch of big TVs playing movies or maybe even sporting events? This is kind of where the arena idea came in. A bunch of people surrounded watching some form of entertainment, but you can call it whatever you want. This could even be like a modern version of a drive-in movie theater, with each screen having their own dedicated radio station channel that cars can tune into and get the audio played in their car. So now that we have people spending time there, what are some other ways that we can make money? Some of these ideas already exist, but you can put your own spin on them. Let's not forget that for gas stations, only a small percentage of the money they make is actually from selling gas. They make a big portion of their money from the other things they're selling. So if people are already parked there charging their car, why not have other car-related services like tire pumps and vacuums? And when you're watching movies, you usually want to eat something. But instead of having those old, unreliable vending machines with the basic products, what if we had some of those crazy modern vending machines like the ones you see in Japan that offer super high quality products and even hot or cold food? And if you're with kids, they might get a little restless just sitting in the car for so long. So we could even have an area with a bunch of games like an arcade that the kids could go hang out at so they're not driving their parents nuts. There are some businesses that already exist with a similar concept, but they're all based around being the foundation of a car wash. And personally, I'd stay away from the car wash model. Car washes are expensive, they require a lot of maintenance, and water tends to age and degrade things with time. Maybe I'm just a hater because I used to work at a car wash when I was a teenager, but I think a car wash kind of cheapens the experience. I'd want a high quality experience, and a car wash isn't necessarily a place that people want to hang out at. Next, we want to try to automate this business as much as possible so it doesn't require much oversight. We want it to be pretty self-sufficient. But as I said, we want this to be a good experience for people, and robots and computers don't always create the best environment. If this were my business, I'd have one employee there at all times for accountability's sake, just in case customers need to talk to someone. Honestly, I didn't have a very good experience at the car wash I'm showing you. I tried to buy an air freshener from the vending machine. It said it was $2, but it ended up charging my credit card $5. And the air freshener got stuck and didn't even come out. And there was nobody there to talk to. All right, that's enough of my complaining. Back to our business. So the whole idea of this is to maximize the space on the property to get a good return on investment. So behind our big wall of TVs, what if we had a bunch of stacked shipping containers that we could split up and rent out on a monthly basis as storage lockers? This would be helpful as recurring revenue our business could rely on month after month for stability. Another form of revenue that we haven't touched on yet that could be a big one is carbon credits. All the electricity that's flowing through those EV chargers on our property that people are using every day can be added up and applied to the government for carbon credits. Every 1,000 kilowatts that flows through those EV chargers equals 1 carbon credit. Right now, carbon credits are worth about $500 each, but the values just continue to increase. Also, let's not forget that the government will give us a kickback in rebates for the EV chargers that we installed to help cover our initial investment. In terms of promotion, the whole concept of this energy hub is sustainability, right? So what if we had a giant sign with bright LED lights showing how much energy has been saved, or how many cars have been charged, or maybe even how many barrels of oil haven't been taken out of the ground because of our business? It would be great if the sign could be seen from the road so it could catch people's attention. You could even have the big TVs visible from the road, so when people drive by, it sparks curiosity. For all the entrepreneurs out there, I hope this helps spark some ideas in your enterprising imaginations. As always, I'm here if you have any questions, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for checking in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Woo!